I should be role playing more, should I?
Just shut up for a minute. She asked you a question.
That's okay. You're there to support your wife, so maybe just say I'm here to support Janet, etc.
Right.
Okay,
That's all I can
it's
do.
9:11.
All right. Oh.
Right, yeah, we're off again, Janet.
Okay. Okay. No worries. Brad, thanks for seeing me after hours. I appreciate you having me in your home. So I know you do work long hours. I understand that you are here to support Janet in this next phase of her life. And basically we'd like to just discuss a few things in terms of your relationship together so we can get the family unit back on track. And so Janet feels supported in her role as a mother and a carer, and to maybe go back into some part-time work. Janet, is there any feelings that you've when you talk about your gambling? Tell me a little bit about your afternoon when you would gamble and that process. Again, I understand it is hard for you to do, but it might help Brad just rehash some of those emotions so we can outline those emotions and then work on them together.
Well, basically my emotions were just going to the club was to fill in some time.
Okay.
I knew that once I finished work, I had X amount of time up my sleeve. I'd go and have a few drinks, and then I started playing the pokies. And pokies is an out. You don't think about anything else in your day. You just focus on the pokies and hope for a win or whatever. So I was probably. You don't consciously think about anything else.
Okay.
You block everything else out.
Yeah. So that was your time out.
It was a time out, and that's when it became, obsessive. If I started losing, I was starting to worry about the money then, and so it's a catch-22. And then I was taking the money out of the till because that was paying for this addiction to gambling. So that part of it, I knew towards the end, I was going to get into trouble for eventually, but I just couldn't see a way out of it. I was hoping I would be able to replay what I had.
Okay, so a way out. Have you thought about that, or
a way out of trying to stop? Always hoping for that big win, I suppose.
Okay.
That everyone's aiming for that big win to help. Thinking maybe I'll be able to stop them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that in itself was keeping the thing snowballing.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you think, Brad, if you worked, please don't do that, if you worked with Brad, to talk about your gambling, and when you did outline that, do you think that might have helped? Did you ever go to Brad, or did Janet ever come to you with, any concerns that she might have had?
No, she didn't.
No? Okay. Were you aware of the gambling?
Oh, yes.
You were. Okay. And how did that make you feel?
By the bank balance, pretty bad.
Okay, no worries. So she was using a lot of the, family money to top up things.
Yeah.
Okay. Janet, were you at all trying to hide that from Brad as well? Or?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I was. Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't work every month. The bank statement comes through, and so it's all evident.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you aware of that as well, Janet?
I suppose I didn't think he was checking it that severely.
Okay. No worries. And when you guys work together as a team, when you talk about family and getting things back on track, when you talk about the snowballing and the checking the bank balances and whatnot, apart from obviously what happened at work, did you, Brad, ever as a father of Amy as well and a partner to Janet, think that maybe you should step in or say something or talk to her about how that, or was it allowing you to see Janet have a little bit of happiness in her day? Was it part of her routine?
Yes, probably allowing Janet to have a bit of happiness during a day would be the way it rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like doing that maybe be a compensation for the relationship?
You could call it conversation if you like.
Okay.
Or neglect on my part for not supervising it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need supervision.
Okay.
You don't need supervision, but maybe the account needs supervision.
Okay.
And by pulling the account in, you have supervision.
Oh, I see. You mean
Mhm.
withdrawing the accounts?
Reins.
Yeah, pulling in the reins.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
that's good. Janet, did you ever feel like you needed help in that regard, or?
Pulling in the reins.
Mhm.
Um,
Did you ever
Well-
want it, or even that, just that's, you know, that thought of, you know, someone being there for you, for him to, you know, care and take notice and.
yeah, I suppose that's probably part of the fact that I could, without him knowing too much about it for a long while.
Okay.
There wasn't that care and concern that probably led me to that thinking I could just go and do something for a couple of hours
Yeah.
because he wasn't ever home. So I just, yeah, I suppose that's how it started anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you felt that before in the past in terms of care and concern and, you know, wanting that from Brad? Is there something that you, in terms of your relationship, is it something you guys might want to work on down the track?
Yeah, probably because he's pretty strong and willed in his own way.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to need much from me,
Okay.
so I tend to have to run my own show. But he's fairly strong-willed, so
Mhm.
yeah, it's normally his way or no way. But in that saying, I probably go along with the flow really easily too.
Mhm.
So
No worries. But you've done well, obviously, as a mother, to raise Amy and, you know, keep a lovely home and, you know, look after Brad and make dinner for Brad every night and, you know, the general duties of a wife and a mother. Brad, did you ever feel like she needed some care or she needed a little bit more attention in that regard?
When years ago, when we were younger, yeah,
Okay,
for sure. And I believe she maybe needed more attention.
Yeah.
And then the kids left, and then work filled that void.
Mhm. Yeah.
So during that
So that filled the
work
void
period,
for you. Is that
yeah,
what you're saying?
filled that void, gave her a lot of, filled her time.
Okay. But now she's obviously got a little bit more time.
Yeah, more
and-
time.
Yep.
Yeah,
just
the work's
raising-
maybe pulled back a bit, maybe the spare time's slipped in,
Mhm.
and she's got
And
time
obviously
to play.
Yeah, yeah, without the family there.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Can you recognise the strengths that she has to, you know, obviously overcome, you know, her gambling and take recognition that she has decided to make a change, a positive change?
Everyone has strengths to make positive changes. You've got to do it
Great,
yourself.
yeah. Mhm.
And then once you make other people aware of your problem, then you can get community help with it,
Mhm.
or
Like-
personal help,
Yeah,
family help.
like she is
So
today.
if you don't make anyone aware of your problem,
Mhm.
you'll end up digging yourself deeper into a hole that you'll find yourself very hard to pull out of.
Yeah. And I guess that's where the big win comes in and the snowball comes in. You know, she's trying to find that quick win, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. for
It
everyone.
doesn't happen, no.
No, no, but she's done exceptionally well to get where she is today and to be, you know, focused on returning to the family unit as a, you know, strong and positive mother and and a good role model
Made an
for
effort.
Amy. Made an effort, definitely. Can you recognise the effort that she has made?
Certainly.
Certainly. Great. And in terms of your relationship and feeling close and connected, has that helped?
The effort she's made.
Yeah, recognising the effort she's made to keep the family unit together.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel proud of what you've, you know, from the steps obviously that you've taken so far? Is that something you'd like to achieve to, you know, to build on yourself? To feel.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, yeah, I know there's more to come because I know there's still
Okay.
that temptation to go and play the pokies. So it is hard to say no all the time. So I've got to keep pushing myself not to do it, or want to do it. Just mainly, yeah, maybe just getting a little bit more, you know, family time together, doing things together would help. I mean, because his hours are still fairly erratic, so I've got to make sure I'm not at the club, but doing something else to fill in my time.
Yeah.
Or further employment facilities,
Yeah. Yeah.
education facilities.
Is that something you thought about maybe doing? Obviously, being as a mum first, and always putting yourself generally, the family and being a mum first. Is that something you might be interested in?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some courses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I might do some. Yeah, I'll look into that.
No worries. Anything in particular you feel you might get a lot out of?
I suppose I've always liked art, but I have never really got back to it, so I'll go back and do
Yeah.
art.
Yeah.